Hey all, no null here. So I had no idea what to expect for the latest SMG4 episode, and as expected I had no clue it would go in this direction. Make sure to watch my previous video where I showcase the map released by SMG4 in the description of the latest video before watching my theory. So first things first, it is basically confirmed at this point that the TV entity, from the It's Gotta Be Perfect movie, is the one pulling the strings of whatever the hell is going on. In the Gmod map released by SMG4, we see the exact same TV model that is used in the movie, and the symbol that appears in the map is very clearly the same symbol that was next to the showgrounds listing from when SMG4 bought the place, which had the same jingle theme heard in the movie playing in the background when SMG4 bought the showgrounds. I also want to quickly mention that in the files of the map, it appears that the crash function in the map which occurs after finding the room with Tari involves a line of code that has the name Tari within it. So perhaps this could be the TV entity's actual name. It would be a fitting name, but this is not really confirmation of that yet, especially as I have no idea what this code actually is. For all we know, it could just be what some random line of code is called, rather than it being a direct reference to something. It appears that some sort of show is going on, as the word show has been used significantly twice so far, in the showground's name as well as recently in the creepy image from the Help.bsp map. Both of these uses of the word show are in relation to Tari, who is obviously the one directing this show, due to his clear manipulation and control over the world, and the fact that in the Help.bsp map, he is in the conductor's room of the train, implying he is the one in control and driving the whole show. Throughout the episode we can see that Tari is able to change the world to his will, to some extent, as all the SMG4 characters except Meggy and Tari all begin to gradually act and dress in Wild West personas throughout the episode, which is at its most extreme when we see the exact same TV from the previous episode physically appear within the train and its static is audible. Tari is the one who introduced the whole Wild West element into the show, so it is clear that for whatever reason this theme is one that he desires. By the way, this whole Wild West thing may have been hinted at all the way back when the movie was released, which someone in my Discord server pointed out to me. This show theme is further evident from the animated SMG4 characters in the map being labeled as generic actors in the code, according to the SMG4 wiki. This implies that all the characters are just actors within Tari's show, and that they may have become passive puppets to him, which is actually kinda backed up by the thumbnail of the video, which shows an obviously fake-looking cowboy Mario inside the train, while it looks like the real Mario is locked outside of the train and is horrified by the situation. To me, the thumbnail could suggest two things. 1. That everyone is having their bodies controlled by Tari, and maybe are being forced to just watch this unfold. 2. That everything here is fake, including the entire SMG4 cast except Meggy and Tari, with the rest of the cast being somewhere off the train. Personally, I think it's the first theory, as we see everyone go back to normal at the end of the episode, who seem to be entirely unaware of the whole cowboy thing which just occurred, which I personally take to mean that Tari has been mentally manipulating them throughout the episode without them realizing, fitting with my idea that they have all just become passive puppets to Tari. The last sort of evidence I have for this show theme that I think is going on in the series is that Tari's whole vibe is just sort of reminiscent of a circus or game show, especially with his logo and theme, and this feeling of mine is probably heightened by the fact that he feels very intentionally reminiscent of the upcoming amazing digital circus show being made by Glitch. I've seen some people think he is somehow related to the show or that this is all some teaser for it or something, with me personally highly doubting this, but this does clearly demonstrate that he does give off that kind of vibe, which I think may be intentional. It seems that Meggy and Tari are unaffected by Tari's control for whatever reason, though it's not clear if this is because Tari is allowing this for some reason, or if he can't control them in the same way for some unknown reason. Tari seems to be more aware than Meggy that something is off with the world around them, and due to the weird stuff going on with Tari in the Help.bsp map, her clear distress in the new teaser video on Twitter, and the fact that she got recently redesigned, it's clear that something major is going to happen with her. Though unlike other people, I'm not going to claim that she is going to die or some stupid crap like that. The only guesses I have so far is that she may be Tari's next primary victim after SMG4, and that she will have a major role to play. I think it's also clear that Tari wants to do something with SMG4, Mario and Meggy too, and perhaps this even extends to the entire SMG4 cast. So what exactly is the goal of Tari? Well, to be honest, I really do not have much of a clue. I originally theorized that he may be focused on perfection in some way, but I now think this is less likely the case due to none of the recent events seemingly being related to perfection, leading me to believe that scene from the episode, Mario is fine, with the word perfect mention may have just been simply a reference to the movie and the continuation of its story, rather than Tari directly being involved with the scene which I theorized about before. Others have suggested that Tari may be the representation of dark emotions, or that he wants to create and harvest these emotions. Honestly, I don't think we'll be able to predict what his goal could be at the moment until we get more information. Tari has been a very mysterious antagonist, kind of similar to SMG0, but unlike Zero he has been way more ambiguous and cryptic. Unlike Zero, who turned out to be two individuals, I think Tari may be a properly malicious entity who is sort of beyond our understanding, and so is not a person. Perhaps he is more of a concept or force rather than an actual character, as we know barely anything about him, as unlike Zero, we do not have any hints that he has a backstory or is an individual rather than just a malicious force, which Zero initially appeared to be. Furthermore, everything he does seems like an external power of some kind, and not like that of an actual person doing things. The only thing I'm kind of confident about at the moment is that due to this show theme, this perfection or Wild West arc will probably end with the Meme Games 2023, as it is around the time of year when it will probably release, and it's clear that this storyline will be continuing for at least a few episodes. The showgrounds will probably be the main stage for this year's Meme Games due to its name and clear connection to Tari, and the weird ominous stuff going on with Marty makes me think somehow he will be brought to life alongside Louis. I saw someone suggest that the whole thing with Marty and Louis may be a misdirection from Tari due to how obvious the teasers with them are, but with this recent episode heavily teasing Tari, they're not exactly being subtle about Tari anymore, and so I think it's clear that Marty and Louis will become involved somehow, probably in Tari's attempt to manipulate Mario, as it is clear that he is probably focused on messing with every SMG4 cast member in some way. It's also still ambiguous if One Shot Ren really is at the Wild West or not. And that's basically all I have to say. Goodbye for now.